Hello everybody, this is Finnewan here, back with the oxygen not included. Just wanted to get back with the with my early game setup. Um, Here we left off. We got done with the latrine, the barracks, our oxygen production, our farm production here. Let's see. So at this point, this is the starting essentials, I would say, to get this colony going. I am doing like a little setup over here to get this water down over here, because I don't like the have it above me, because at any time, I guess like for example this little piece of coal right here, it looks a little damaged, you can see right there. I guess if somehow if water were to keep on putting more pressure on it, it would just spill out and get on top of everything, and you don't want flooded stuff. So, let's see. In order for this to fall down the way I want it to fall down, I should dig all that. And there's some valuable resources right here, so I should have them prioritize by taking care of that first. Let's see. So we're all rushing over there. Putting stuff away. Did I set this as everything? Yeah. It's been a couple days since I played this, so I'm still kind of catching up on what I left myself off with here. Make sure that we get these going as soon as possible, because we are getting low on food. I would say that this is probably at least another 2 days worth of, 2 cycles worth of food right here. Because I mean, like, their days are not going to be the same as ours. Guess we'll skill. Resources, algae. We got something taking care of that right now. So, I mean, with all this aside, what I would recommend next to do is to get a, to kind of get like a mess hall going, and to get the med bay set up as well, because I mean, like, that would be like your initial stuff that you want to get going. So ideally, what I'm thinking is I want to put the med bay right here, because there is some pieces of equipment that you can incorporate into the med bay that will require an electrical link to them. And since we already got something set up right here, we might as well utilize the rest of this space to be the rest of the medical bay. So what I'm going to do is, let's dig this out. And for a medical bay to be qualified as a medical bay, you need a medical bed, a toilet, table, no machinery. And you can go a little bit bigger than the barrack size, but it still has to be at least 12 space for the minimum. So like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I mean 6 by 4 is 24 tiles. So I mean, I guess you could make a medical bay 12 tiles, I think. Because the bed's gonna be kind of big, the toilet's gonna be kind of biggish, and the table is small enough. But it's kind of weird to think about, in a sense of like, I think it's nearly impossible to make it 12 tiles small, just because the way you have to lay it out. So let's see, like here, this is gonna be the medical bed right here under medicine, and I'm thinking, because like, of course you want to have doors, have a door to make it a boundary, to make it qualify as a room. One, two. Now, of course, I like to be a little bit symmetrical and orderly with my stuff. So I mean, eventually this is going to go away, and I want to ideally put the door right here. So I mean, let's just nope, not right there. One more to the right. So I'll just put this for here, right there for now. It's gonna need a toilet. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set an outhouse in there and just disable the building, because the room could still be a room, but the facilities within the room don't necessarily have to work in order for it to be qualified as a room. So we'll have that. And the table should be under food. No, it should be under... Here, wait. Oh wait, have I... You know, I just didn't even think about this, but I don't even think I've researched it yet. Yeah, so I'm almost there, so... You can't make it until you have that research, but I'm almost... Now it's done. So now we get a mess table, we put it right there. You know what? Of course, I could adjust this later on. So what I'm going to do is take this, and I'm going to 1, 2. Because later on, I'm going to make it like a real fancy medical bay. I think I'm going to add like an actual real toilet in here. And I'll add an actual shower in here as well. If it allows me to qualify that. Because I don't know if that's considered industrial machinery or not. But let's just let's do that. And the reason why, I guess some people are like, well, why does it need like a table and all that stuff? It's, well, you want to be able to quarantine a person if they are actually sick. So, and of course you can quarantine them by having them in there. And then, I mean, I guess ideally you should put like a little ration box for them to have food too. So we'll do that. I'm not gonna be cruel. Not quite sure if that counts as industrial machinery or not. So we'll let that build. Sweep all this up before nighttime. Let's prioritize 9 so that we don't waste any valuable resources. So let's disable this building, because I don't want them going to the bathroom up here. I want them to keep it in here so they get that stress relief bonus. Stress relief, right? Yes. Now, I do have briar seed and blossom seeds. Blossom seed is allowed to make those berries. But the thing with blossom seed is that... What did he eat? Oh, some dirt. Is that for blossom seed to grow, you gotta have lighting for it. Lighting just like this ceiling light right here. But I mean, I guess I could set that up, honestly. But I'm thinking right now as far as how I want to do that, because I was a little distracted by the idea that there was polluted dirt over here, but it looks like the hatch took care of it for me, so... let's open this up just because we can. And presto, we have a med bay. So even though the toilet is disabled here, of course you can enable it once you actually have the quarantine clone or duplicate in there. And then I guess ideally we want to put food in there too, but I don't expect anyone to get sick early on. It's just I just want to have one set up just in case. So since that's done, my next two objectives here is I want to get this water down there, and I want to get access to all this food right here, because I am borderlining having enough food there. Nutrient bars, I got 4.28, so it's like a portion of a nutrient bar in there. I'm assuming that's the idea behind that. So they need, I want them to sweep that stuff up first. I don't think they have a place to put it. That's why they're kind of idling around right now. Once they actually pick that stuff up, and then storage, everything except organic, so there we go. Stress is unusually high for one of our characters here. And why is Jean stressed out? Let's check out Jean. Where is Jean? Alright, Jean. So what is causing you distress? So you could check, you could click on individual characters and check out their stats and such. Okay, so I thought there was a way to look at it specifically. Here's the little explanation as far as decor. Duplicants become stressed if areas with decor lower than their expectations. I forget what Jean's decor expectation was. Decor expectation minus 20. So it's kind of weird. This person has very low expectations, but yet they're stressed. So let's check out the our overlay for this, because this is where I think art can start becoming useful here. This area looks pretty good because of the our printing pod right here, but everywhere else is kind of a little bleh. So to kind of fix that, I don't know if I researched it yet, but we got blank canvases here. So what I like to do is for the barracks here, I like to, you know, add some artwork here. And you know what, let's throw down 2 sculptors. Well, that one needs to be on the ground actually. And for the farming area, I probably could have done a little bit better, but I don't expect my duplicants to be hanging out down here too much. They're just there just to grab the food and just go. Let's double check real quick to see if I only have my artist doing the art, because everyone else will build the canvases and build the monuments, but Bubbles is actually going to be the one who's going to create the masterpieces and help with the decor expectations here. So they do have everything picked up down here that I care about right now. I mean, there is some coal down here, but I'm not too worried about the coal at the moment. If I desperately need it, I'll send someone to get it. But for now, let's dig that. And you see over there that they are getting food. That just got done through its cycle right there. Sorry, my nose is slightly running. I had some spicy food earlier. It's finally catching up to me. So here comes the water. Oh, you know, I just realized something. I think that's going to kill the hatch down here. That's okay, I have 2 of them up here. I mean, the more the better for mid-game, late-game stuff, but just double check, that's fertilizer. So I'll just have them dig that too so that all this can just fall down there. I just want to get this water down there, basically. Let's build this up. And I want to get this up here so then I can start working towards this stuff. Alright, so there's the food shortage. Once you hit below 5,000 calories, you'll get that message there. So, oh, here we got, okay, so this is mediocre. So I guess at 5 creativity, that may not necessarily guarantee a masterpiece, so I might be a little off on that. If they change it up, I don't check the patch notes on this on a regular basis whenever they update it. This one's mediocre too. But I mean, let's check out the decor, see what it see, look, it looks much better here now. It's overall green. Okay, well, yeah, it's overall green. I forget what the distance these reach out to, but we're just going to green this up because I mean they're going to spend at least an eighth of their cycle in there, so might as well make it good. For the science part of it, I mean the scientist, I mean she's going to be Bubbles, I think it is, right? Marie's going to be doing a lot of research, so as long as this is looking good for her, that shouldn't stress her out too much. But I think all my duplicates have very low decor expectations, so. Yeah, I don't mind because the latrine setup that you ideally want to have is having a hatch in your latrine area is really nice because that gets rid, because over time your outhouses are going to produce polluted dirt and your wash basins are going to produce polluted water. Well, I guess for the polluted water you kind of want to save that, but they'll eat that stuff, I think. But maybe they didn't eat it all, or maybe it's not eaten, I'm not quite sure. But they'll eat it and turn it into coal, which is going to be better than polluted dirt. Because if you leave polluted dirt around, it's just going to produce polluted oxygen in the region, and polluted oxygen can get your duplicants sick, and you don't want that. Especially early game when 3/4 of your characters are squeamish and won't help with aiding. So, actually, I didn't even check if the 4th one was squeamish or not. That was Jean. Depending on which culture you come from, you'll pronounce it differently, I'm assuming. Let's check your stats again. Okay, so you are noodle arms, so you got diver's lung. That's right. So that's okay. Now, did this hatch actually? I didn't pay attention to it, but. I think more water fell down. So before that water's falling down, let's open this up. Because we are having a food shortage and there is a good amount of food over here. But that's alright, I'm about to harvest all that up. And we do have another hatch in here, so. So with that in mind, I would like to pick up all of this because that's valuable resources right here. So what do we got here? Okay, so see the Bubbles is actually doing a pretty good job making masterpieces out of this. So maybe for the sculptures, I need a higher creativity in order for those to be better. Or I'm not even sure if it could be better than mediocre. But masterpiece, I'm happy with that. That should make that even, look at that, so brightly green in here. That's high decor. And I do see that Jean's percentage has dropped a bit, so that's good. So we are getting near the end of the day, so I would like for them to pick all of this stuff up that they're harvesting and that they dug through so far. So let's take care of that. And here we have a new duplicate. Now, let's see, I mean, we do have more food available. We are starting to get our farm going. So it might be okay for me to get another person, but it depends on these three right here. Honey bird's okay. I never really kind of went towards that. We don't have a high grade artist. I mean, this person is average. Not too crazy about this selection right here, so for now, just kind of not gonna pick anyone. It's not necessary for you to get someone every time. Early game, you kind of want to take it slow. You want to balance things out, and you want to get your initial stuff going. Like ideally, you want to get your farm going before you decide to start bringing more duplicates into the mix, because you'll start running into early game starvation issues. This is looking mostly done here. Alright, and just for now, I'm just going to kind of leave this area as it is. I don't expect to expand anything anytime soon. I'm just kind of like, well, maybe like in this area, I'm gonna kind of just clean this area up and maybe just expand here, because I think I'm gonna set up the what's it called? Mess hall. I'm gonna set up the mess hall right here. But I'm going to check on something real quick, so I'll be right back. Alright, so here I am. Let's roll. So I think before I want to thinking. Like I said, I'm gonna build a mess hall here next, so let's get that going. So I do want to get this water down there though, so let's kind of force it in that direction. I think that should work. Let's dig that out too. Increase here, Bubbles, better at tinkering. Looks like we got all the artwork done in this room. Let's check it one more time for decor, and it's beautiful in there. Now for the, I was talking about earlier, the blossom seed stuff, it needs light, and the cool thing about these little, they're called shine bugs, is that they can provide enough light for these things to grow. So I think right now, I just want to keep them in there. So let's set up a little door there so they can make these berry things grow. Now what I could do is I could simply set up a light over here and just grow some of my own over here. But you know what, why not? Because that's all it really needs of anything to get it going on that side. I mean, as far as energy consumption, let's let's get an idea here how much energy I'm consuming already. Oh, before I do that, let's just set this up. So I do have fridge available. I do have fertilizers inside there. I got hydroponic farms. I'm not going to worry about the animal control because you need plastic to make some of this stuff, and plastic is going to be kind of a mid-game kind of thing. So let's what do I want that will help right now? Let's get sanitation and decontamination get going, because the next part of the game, which I start considering the mid game, you want to start utilizing the water sieves and algae distillers. And in order for you to start utilizing that stuff, you need to get into regions that require you to get a little dirty for your duplicants. So let's take care of this first, and then we'll go over and take care of this next. So, back to what I was thinking about before that, which I've forgotten. Oh boy. Hold on, it'll come to me. Power consumption. Okay. So here we have ideally, I think this thing's maximum is might be 10 kilojoules, and it looks like it's draining about 0.1, about 0.2 per second, or however that works on their cycle here. Actually, do I even have light that reaches to it? No. So I do have 4 of these. It might be just a better idea for me just to plant them up there, actually, now that I think about it. I have 4 of them? Yeah, let's just plant them up here, since I got free light up here basically, and the atmosphere seems pretty good for those. Now what would be perfect for my setup right now, so I can get this shine bug over there too, but you need a research for that, and as I was talking about earlier, that research is going to be more mid-game, late-game kind of research, because that's creature traps right here, and then you can relocate them with this right here. But let's I do want to build this just because. Okay, I can sweep that too. That's good. Now, back in the older, I think I've already talked about this, but back in the older, older updates of this game, when you used to mop up water, I think that it used to permanently destroy it. But now it just kind of is set up to where it will just leave a little plastic container where you mop it up, even if it's dirty water too. So that's there's a blossom seed right there. But now it's, I mean, that's better, because you don't want to, you want to try to save as much resources as possible, and just losing that little bit of water permanently is just bleh. So I mean, I think it's, you know, one thing I know, Beelwood takes a couple cycles to get going. I don't know what the cyclage is for the blossom, so it might actually be better. Irrigation. So I guess it needs water for them. That's okay. Now why can't I reach this? Is it because of that? Because I'm just trying to get this set up to where I can make it into a mess hall here. So now that I got the water moved, let's mop that up. Let's dig this. Actually, I mean, I might as well just put a door here. Let's, because in order for you to make a mess hall, you need tables, no machinery, and about the same size requirements for a typical room. And of course with rooms, you need doors, so let's open that up. Doesn't necessarily have to be a closed door. Let's just build that, just because we can. And since I wanted to set it up for a 6 duplicate colony, let's get 6 tables here. I'll leave one gap here just in case I want to put some type of decor or something there. Actually, it would be best if I put a refrigerator right there. No, I should put it in the back, because I think I had an issue with it before where I'll put the refrigerator in the front, and what they would do is just they'll climb the ladder, they'll grab the food without going to the mess table, and they'll just sit on like the ladder and eat. So I think this should be, maybe it's food. There we go. So I'm gonna put the refrigerator in the back. And then I'm gonna put a door on the other side of it. Finish off the boundary. Oh, there's some water there. Let's put that up. Let's assign tables while all that other stuff is happening. Bubbles there. And let's put a gene right there. So for the food, we'll just say all. Even though it's not plugged in, you can still put food in it. It's just basically going to be treated the same as a ration box. And I think that counts. There we go. So now we have a mess hall, we have a latrine, we have a med bay, and we have a barracks. We got food rolling, we got oxygen producing, we got plenty of water. Things are looking pretty good for this colony as far as an early start here. So I think I'm going to put it to a stop right here, but I don't know. I think this is a pretty good early game setup for anybody to play Oxygen Not Included. I would definitely like to show more like tips, strategies, and just kind of discuss setups and such, because I mean there are all sorts of information out there for this game. This is a really cool game, especially if you're into like space simulators, if you're into, well, I mean, I guess not necessarily the best space simulator, but it's a good simulator, kind of like you know, management, if you're into management games, if you're into designing, building, all that fun stuff. And of course, you know, I really like this game too. I like to do this, play this whenever I just kind of want to relax, just kind of take my mind off things. This is a really fun game to get into, to think about, to distract yourself. But I don't know, what do y'all think? I would definitely like to hear some feedback, so definitely like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.